I'll be watching it from Crunchyroll's website, and for those of you curious, I will be starting my reaction from the minute and 32-second mark in 1-0, go! Alright, I'm pumped up for this, especially since Lucia, well, pretty much him and Alice are among my favorites in the series by far. Normally, I'd say hopefully positive things lie ahead for him, but. Aww. I mean, if only Shorty was actually that happy in actual reality. Just unfortunate, though. Ho ho! And out of all of them, yeah, I wouldn't blame Lucia for. Aww. I really wouldn't blame Lucia for having a tough time actually getting out of the illusion, only because his life has been essentially, well, aside from Maru, his life has been among the most messed up ones. No, I'd say Lucio's life has been rougher just for the simple fact that he got to know his parents and they both were killed in an accident, and also his sister is sickly too, so yeah. It's definitely a lot rougher on him, in my opinion. I just wonder what's gonna be the smack. Well, at least the smack that's gonna make him realize that this is all fake. Yo, you're looking more pissed than usual. Because I don't think she even looked that aggressive when it came to all the others. Hmm. That actually is a good point. Well, thankfully, though, Lucia's more inclined of thinking about himself. But yeah, when the series started, that actually was one of his faults. Where he never really did things where, well, he never really did things just for the sake of enjoying them. He did things for a mean, like when he was playing Shadowverse. So I kind of do like that element right there. Hmm. It's actually nice to finally get an insight into Lucia's psyche too, just seeing the type of life he always wanted to. Hmm. Oh, that's fucking sweet. Ah, pains me though because we all know that this is fake. Damn it, we know that right when Lucia wakes up, he's gonna get smack dab with sad, cold reality. But hey, I like how these are emphasizing why the temptation as to why someone could consider staying in that illusionary world. Oh, the thing is though, that smick isn't real. The smile isn't reality though. Yeah, the best happen. True, and plus, it's best if he earns that happiness. And that's something I like about Lucia too. Even though, yes, he knew he was an illusion, he actually enjoyed his time in it. I like that because in most animes, when characters are an illusion, you never really hear the fact that they actually enjoyed the time they had in the illusion. So I'll give Shadowverse some credit. It actually had at least a bit of uniqueness on that front. He sounds like Archer from the Fates Tonight series. I wouldn't be surprised if the same voice actor. That voice is too darn recognizable because I've heard that voice in other animes too. I just hope we get Backstorm, not Ardius, though, because if we don't get a single bit of Backstorm, not Ardius, that's going to be disappointing. If Lucia just duels him and then that's it. It just ends. Because the duels involving Morrow and his legendary card and the duel involving Alice and the legendary card were absolutely phenomenal episodes. And since. Wait! Oh, okay, yeah, they're definitely rushing because Arios only has like, what, 8 defense and Lucia 17? Dope. Here's what I mean, yeah. Sometimes I feel like they really should split these episodes into 2-parters because that's more than half the match already done. But if they can fill it up by, or if they don't give Ardios backstory, at least if they can fill it up by gaining him a good amount of characterization, then I'm fine with that. Yo, I love that echo noise with a howl. Yo. Oh. I mean, for Lucio, though, considering the way he duels, he's just going to have to come up with a super powerful combo to get rid of all Audius's defense in the turn. Yo, and I love his taunting too. Just showing his absolute confidence. The thing is, though, Lucy doesn't quite necessarily have the luxury of time, though. And that, too. That's unless Urias can summon an even stronger card. Oh boy. And the way Smiley's welcoming the prospects of a challenge. Yo, I love him already. But again, though, this is gonna feel like superficial characterization if they don't do anything more with it, though. Which I have faith in the Shadowverse fighters. I mean, they've been hitting on more episodes than they've been missing lately. So what? It can affect cards that are also unaffected by the effects of other cards? Yo, that sounds broken. And something I like too about what he has, aside from his absolute cocky and over and confidence, I do like the fact that he's definitely a teaser. And especially with the body language too. You can definitely tell he's got a huge amount of swagger. Just overflowing. Lucia's right on that. I mean, just look at. We all know he's referring to Hero. Okay, how many effects is this leader gonna have? On top of being able to regenerate to like instantly 10 defense every other turn, he has the effects of his cards. The fuck? Okay, how? Wow. I mean, I guess considering the fact that it took a lot of setup for those cards, I guess it makes sense that the effect would be one that's really darn good to make. Kind of looks like slightly motion for a Kamehameha there. Yo, our boy loses to us a defense. I mean, his situation isn't necessarily the worst. And normally I'd be like, Shadowverse does this a bit too much, where a main character duels against someone, and that someone gets the upper hand on them, and then the person that has the upper hand is like, "Why don't you quit now?" Normally I'd be like, I feel like that bit of dialogue is used a little bit too much in Shadowverse, but in this case I'll let it pass, considering that Urdios's vampire background and just his absolute swagger. It's just a shame that we didn't see more of this duel just to get the emphasis on Urdios's strength, though. Or, yo, I mean, finally, he's at least gained enough respect to Lucio to be called by name at the very least. Oh, okay, thankfully, it seems like she's only got 2 attack. Just imagine. Oh. I mean, hey, it could be worse. I mean, hey, at least Lucio has 2 defense left. Woo! I mean, yeah, I may not be able to defeat him, but he kind of does have Lucia pinned, though. He doesn't have him at checkmate yet, but he kind of does have him at check, though. I gotta admit, the character design for that creature actually looks pretty dang adorable. Oh! He's now unleashed Lucia as a god mode, and we all know what that means in Shadowverse. Whenever someone has one defense, they instantly start drawing the cards they need to win the match. At least in the majority of cases. Well, I mean, nothing venture, nothing gain. I mean, Lucia might as well risk it all. I mean, hey, our boy still has two cards in the hand, though. What do you shouldn't get that cocky yet? Yo, I love that smile. A mocking smile. And you know, I kind of like this about ODS too, where in contrast to some of the Shadowverse matches between some of the heroes and their cards, ODS does look like he wouldn't mind actually losing to Lucia just as long as Lucia actually earns the victory. Oh, yep. I love the way he just says Nani. And that's where ODS realized he don't fucked up. Still needs 3 more. Oh, I was asking. He still needs 3 more points to be. Oh no! Now ODS is fucked. Yeah, get wrecked. And I like how Lucius actually winning with the card he normally doesn't utilize to win his matches. Didn't you just hear that it has the ability to... You know a character's fucked in card games whenever the opposing side says a Nani multiple times. Yeah, and that's the type of smile I love right there. Further confirming that, yeah, all this time he just wanted to test out Lucia, but he wanted him to win by pushing him to his limits. So that actually makes for some good characterization for him. Showing you that at the very least ODS was a mentorship figure at the very least. Wait, that's it? We're not going to get any of ODS's backstory or anything like that? I mean, yeah, at least when it came to the recent opponents, he had a pretty dang cool personality. I'm just kind of disappointed that we didn't get his backstory because I'd say the Moro episode did a great job of setting the bar super high. Kind of makes me... Yeah, they really should have... I remember seeing this live chat comment last week where they mentioned that Moro's episode should have been saved for last, and I agree with that. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, this episode was still nice. Oh! Okay, I thought I was going to end for a second. I was like, no, I want to see more. But at least now Lucy and the others can move on too. Actually, I like scenes like that where he's just contemplating his life for a bit. Aww. Gotta admit, now that is something manly as hell right there. And I say that's manly as hell because now Lucy has a new goal, and he wants to make something more even more powerful than something he saw in a dreamlike state. So I actually like that development there. But I do gotta preface this though. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing when it comes to Odious. Not only did it skip most of his match, we didn't get any characterization from him, and that's a shame because just compare it to the Kai versus Isabella match. Isabella had so much characterization. We knew her backstory. We found out her backstory how she wanted to revive a loved one, and that's why she was dueling against Kai, and that episode was so amazing. Then we had Amaru's episode, which was also absolutely amazing. And then for this arc to conclude with this, which don't get me wrong, the duel itself was nice, but it's just disappointing that we didn't get any backstory with Odious. We didn't get any extended amounts of conversational sequences between Lucia and Odious. It just feels a bit like this episode was too rushed. I feel like it really should have been split up into two. But, in saying that though, even though yes it was rushed, at least we made plot progression. At least everyone got through their duels. And the match itself was entertaining. But it is going to limit the amount of points I can give the episode though. Oh, finally! I've been waiting for him to finally take on his father. But, in saying that though, it kind of does make you wonder though. Yes, I'm excited that Hero's going to be facing his father, but now it kind of makes you wonder, what does that leave all the other characters in the series though? You know? Like seriously, where? Are they just going to limit the accomplishments of all the other characters? At this point? But yeah. Here's another thing that I also remembered while watching the preview though. Another downside I almost forgot to mention, but it's like when it comes to like almost every Shadowverse match lately, yeah. Kinda does feel like right when a character hits only one defense, that's it, it's over for the opposing side. I wonder when are we already gonna get the case where we're gonna see a match. Well, I guess we only saw. And here's the thing about Shadowverse: we only saw this once, where a character has still a lot of defense and they win the match. But we've only seen it once in this series, and that's it. Well, actually twice because we saw Alice deck out someone. But that's another thing I gotta mention too. Even though I enjoyed the episode, it did start feeling a little bit formulaic. But let me go back into some of the issues I have with the story, though. And then last week, we had the amazing episode between Amaru and Eris, too, where we saw Eris' personality, where she wasn't vengeful, where she lost some people close to her, and that really made her into a really darn captivating character. Odious, we really didn't find out much about him other than, yes, he has all the self-confidence in the world. Yes, he has massive charisma. But the thing is, though, for a character to be great, we need more than just those type of features, though. So that's why I felt from a story standpoint, this episode kind of disappointed. Because aside from the lack of characterization, they rushed to the Shadowverse match itself. I ain't gonna just deny all the issues. Now, at least from a character standpoint, it gave us a new goal for Lucia. He's gonna want to find better happiness for Shorty, at least better happiness than he did in the dreamlight state. So I do appreciate that. And I did like how ODS was acting like a teacher, especially when he smiled the moment he lost. So there were moments that were positive. And the animation artwork, to tell you the truth, was actually pretty nice. You can definitely tell the animators weren't skimping on the quality because a lot of the 2D drawings were given a lot of detail. When CG was used, it actually looked pretty darn good. The vocal performances were great. So when it comes to like a production standpoint, the episode didn't fail. It succeeded. But taking these flaws into consideration, if I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I gotta rate this straight up a 6 out of 10 for a bit above average. Because honestly, the writers could have done better. I mean, seriously. It's honestly a big disappointment that they had so much potential to make ODS into someone really engaging. And they kind of dropped the ball there. And that's why I felt this episode didn't do enough to get a 7 or 8 out of 10. But I'm saying that it had enough where I'm not going to give it a failing grade of, say, anything below a 5 out of 10 either. And the production values at least elevate this episode for me at least a bit above average. But those are my thoughts on the episode, everyone. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you feel about either my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more, because I'm definitely reacting to Shadowverse episode 45. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.